Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and before you scroll or look away, I need you to feel this. There's a woman in your life right now who seems calm, distant, unbothered, but her silence is louder than anything she could ever say. And if you don't understand what that silence means, you're going to misread the most important signals she's giving you. Have you ever felt it? That strange tension when she acts normal, maybe even cold, but something in your gut tells you she's thinking about you far more than she lets on. That contradiction? That's not confusion, that's control. Before we go deeper, take 1 second, subscribe to the channel and like this video, because what you're about to understand will completely change how you see her behavior from this moment forward. Now listen carefully. Women don't always express interest the way you expect. In fact, the more she feels, the more controlled she becomes. Not because she doesn't care, but because she cares too much to risk looking vulnerable. A woman who is emotionally invested will often do the opposite of what you think attraction looks like. She pulls back, she slows down, she becomes careful. And that cool behavior? It's not indifference, it's strategy. She's watching you, studying you, measuring your reactions. Every message you send, every delay, every tone shift, you think she's not noticing? She is. But instead of reacting impulsively, she processes everything internally, quietly, intensely. This is where most men fail. You assume that if she liked you, she'd show it clearly. You expect warmth, consistency, obvious signs. But when she goes quiet or seems detached, you think she's losing interest. And that's where you start chasing, over-texting, over-explaining, slowly losing your power. What you don't realize is that her cool is a test of your emotional stability. She's asking herself one question: is this man grounded, or is he reactive? Because a woman who feels something real doesn't want chaos. She wants certainty. She wants to feel that you are not easily shaken by her silence, her moods, or her mystery. So when she acts like she doesn't care, don't rush to fill the space. That space is where she's thinking about you the most. There's something you need to understand, and most men never do. When she goes quiet, she doesn't disappear. She goes deeper, into her thoughts, into her emotions, into analyzing you in ways you don't even realize are happening. You see silence as distance. She sees silence as safety. When she's playing it cool, she's protecting something fragile inside her. It's not that she lacks interest, it's that she's trying to understand the weight of what she's feeling without losing control of it. Because once a woman emotionally invests without certainty, she risks getting hurt. And she remembers every time that's happened before. So instead of leaning in, she leans back. She watches how you behave when she's not giving you reassurance. Do you stay grounded? Or do you start seeking validation? Do you maintain your rhythm? Or do you suddenly change, trying harder, becoming someone you weren't in the beginning? This is where her perception of you is built. A woman doesn't fall for your words. She falls for your emotional consistency. The way you handle uncertainty tells her more than any compliment ever could. And when she's quiet, when she seems unaffected, that's when she's observing you the most carefully. Here's the truth most men avoid. If her silence makes you anxious, she feels it. Not because you say it directly, but because your behavior shifts. Your messages become longer, your tone becomes slightly more eager, you respond faster. You start trying to fix something that wasn't broken. And in doing that, you unintentionally show her that her emotional state controls yours. That's when attraction weakens. But if you remain composed, if you don't chase her silence, if you don't demand clarity, if you stay centered in yourself, something powerful happens. She starts leaning back in. Because now, instead of testing you, she's feeling drawn to you. There's a quiet respect that builds when a man doesn't panic in the unknown, when he doesn't need constant reassurance, when he understands that attraction isn't always loud, it's often subtle, restrained, and hidden behind behavior that looks like distance. So when she seems calm, distant, even slightly cold, don't rush to react. That calm surface? Beneath it, her mind is running scenarios about you, replaying conversations, questioning your intentions, and slowly deciding whether you're worth letting in. And your reaction? is writing the answer for her. Here's something very few men ever grasp. Her mind doesn't work in the way yours does. She doesn't fall in line with logic or obvious cues. She's emotional first, strategic second, and observant always. When she plays it cool, she's testing boundaries, not to confuse you, but to see if you're the kind of man who can handle a woman who isn't easy to predict. Think about the last time she seemed distant. Maybe she didn't reply immediately. Maybe she didn't laugh at your joke the way she normally does. Maybe her attention seemed elsewhere. Most men panic in that moment. They overanalyze, overtext, overexplain. They try to fix something that wasn't broken. That's the exact opposite of what she wants. What she wants, and this is key, is a man who remains calm while her emotions swirl like a storm. A man who doesn't need constant proof, constant reassurance. A man who isn't threatened by the fact that she's complex, that she has layers, that she's constantly evaluating whether this connection is worth her heart. Her cool exterior isn't a barrier, it's a filter. She's sifting through the noise, observing your behavior, and internally ranking whether you have the strength, patience, and stability to be trusted with her feelings. And here's where most men fail. They react to the surface, to what they can see, not to the deeper emotional reality she's projecting. Every subtle signal you give matters more than your words. Your energy, your patience, your composure under her subtle push and pull, all of it writes a story about who you are in her mind. And make no mistake, women remember this. She will remember how you handled her moments of distance, how you reacted when she tested your calm, how you behaved when she was quietly assessing your value. Here's a psychological truth. A woman doesn't fall for someone who chases her distance. She falls for someone who holds his ground in the face of it. She's attracted to emotional strength, not to desperation. She's drawn to a man who can navigate uncertainty with confidence, who doesn't crumble when she creates space, who understands that her mind being on him doesn't require her to scream it out loud. So stop overthinking her surface behavior. Stop trying to decode every delayed text or unread message. Start observing your own reactions instead. The way you handle her coolness is more revealing to her than anything you can say or do. Because in the end, her mind being on you is inevitable. It's whether you make her heart feel safe enough to act on it that will determine if this attraction deepens or fizzles away. Now listen closely. This is where most men completely miss the point. When she's distant, it isn't a punishment. It's a spotlight. She's highlighting your emotional patterns without saying a word. Every pause, every unread message, every subtle withdrawal of attention is a mirror, reflecting how you handle uncertainty, how you handle your own feelings, and how much self-control you actually have. She's not testing you to play games. She's testing you to see if you're capable of being a stable presence in her life. Women are wired to seek security, not chaos. And a man who loses his composure at the first sign of coolness, he represents chaos. A man who maintains his calm, his dignity, his confidence under that pressure, he represents safety. That contrast is magnetic, and it's unconscious. She doesn't even have to think about it. She feels it. You might wonder why she doesn't just tell you she's thinking about you, because saying it would make her vulnerable, and vulnerability is risk. She's assessing whether you're trustworthy enough before she allows herself to feel openly. Think about it. How often do women act impulsively in matters of the heart when they feel unsure? Rarely. Very rarely. She's deliberately moving slowly because she wants to know you're consistent, that your attraction isn't dependent on her proving herself to you. And here's the uncomfortable truth for most men. Your impulses often betray you. When she pulls back, you may respond by over-texting, double-checking, or showing neediness in ways she can sense. Every time that happens, she subconsciously evaluates you as less secure, less grounded, less reliable. And attraction is not just about feelings, it's about perception. What you need to do instead is counterintuitive. Do less, speak less, react less. Let her observe your stability, your patience, your ability to remain composed. That's when her mind becomes intensely focused on you, not because she's chasing, but because she's internally intrigued. The longer she can't predict your reactions, the more mental space she gives you. And space, paradoxically, creates closeness. Her coolness is not a wall, it's an invitation. An invitation for you to demonstrate that your emotional strength is bigger than her test. To show that you're a man who doesn't need constant validation, who can sit in tension without collapsing, who understands that attraction is a subtle dance of presence, not demand. So next time she seems distant, remind yourself, her mind is on you. Her evaluation is silent, her interest is high, and the way you respond now will either make her lean closer or drift away. Here's a truth that will hit you harder than you expect. When a woman is quiet, when she seems distant, when she's playing it cool, her mind is obsessively on you. Every interaction, every glance, every subtle word you say, she's replaying it over and over, analyzing it, decoding it, testing it against her feelings. And yet, if you react the wrong way, if you chase, if you show neediness, all that mental energy she's giving you can turn into doubt instead of desire. Most men think attraction is about being overt, about showing interest, about pursuing relentlessly. But with a woman like this, it's the opposite. The more composed you are, the less reactive you are, the more power you hold. Her intrigue doesn't grow when you chase, it grows when you remain grounded. She notices your rhythm, your patience, your ability to hold space. That stability? That's irresistible. You need to understand that her coolness is not a reflection of her feelings. It's a reflection of how deeply she's feeling. The stronger her emotions, the more she controls their outward expression. Think about it. A woman who's unsure or indifferent will often overshare or act impulsively. A woman who's deeply interested but cautious, she will restrain herself, she will hide, she will observe, she will test. And if you're unaware of this, you'll misread every sign, leaving yourself frustrated, confused, and insecure. Here's what most men fail to see. She is drawn to emotional security, not drama. She is drawn to a man who can handle the silence, who doesn't panic when she withdraws. She is drawn to someone who understands that attraction isn't measured in constant contact, but in the energy you bring, the stability you maintain, and the respect you give her boundaries. Every time she pulls back, it's an opportunity. An opportunity for you to show that your mind is not ruled by her distance, that your heart is steady, and that your value doesn't fluctuate with her attention. This is where real attraction is born, when she senses a man whose inner world is calm, consistent, and unshakable. So next time she acts distant, resist the urge to fill the void. Don't overtext, don't overthink, don't chase. Instead, observe, remain composed, and let your presence quietly remind her why she's thinking about you so intensely. The more you stay grounded, the more she leans in, not because she has to, but because she wants to. Now, this is where most men completely fail to see the bigger picture. Her coolness, her subtle distance, her deliberate calm, it's not emptiness. It's fascination disguised as restraint. She's thinking about you constantly, analyzing the way you respond, weighing your consistency, and imagining scenarios where you show up exactly as you are, confident, unshaken, steady. And every reaction you give, every slight shift in energy, every message you send, is writing the story she's creating in her mind about who you are and whether you deserve her trust. Understand this. Women are emotional architects. They build mental pictures of men based on behavior, not words. If you overreact, if you chase, if you let insecurity creep in, she sees it. And that mental image shifts, sometimes irreversibly. But when you remain composed, patient, and steady, she mentally rehearses moments with you, imagines closeness, and wonders how it feels to be fully seen by you. That's when attraction deepens silently, invisibly, but powerfully. Her silence is your invitation to demonstrate self-control. Her distance is your chance to show that your confidence isn't dependent on her attention. Her coolness is your opportunity to prove that your emotional stability is stronger than her tests. Every man panics when she doesn't signal interest. Every man reveals his insecurity. But you, if you master this, become magnetic. Because she senses the rare strength of a man who doesn't need to be validated by her behavior, who can hold himself, who can let her think, let her feel, Let her come closer on her own terms. This is not manipulation, it's awareness. It's understanding female psychology deeply enough to know that attraction is as much mental as it is emotional. Her mind is drawn to what is calm, grounded, and emotionally secure. And the more you embody that, the more her mind and heart become occupied by thoughts of you, even when she doesn't speak them out loud. So here's your truth. Don't try to force her feelings. Don't demand clarity, explanations, or constant attention. Instead, cultivate presence, stability, and self-assuredness. Let her notice internally the man who stands firm in uncertainty, who moves with quiet confidence, and who understands that true attraction thrives in the space between curiosity and restraint. Her mind is already on you. Now it's time for you to show her the man worth thinking about and feeling for every single day.